What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And we just got off Facebook Marketplace, and man, this wouldn't be like this if I didn't. Right before filming this, I dropped it off the side of the truck and broke the clutch lever right on off. Everything was almost in pristine condition until my hands got a hold of it, and that's what happened. But here we got a 1987 KD 80, and it is the two-stroke version. I guess all the 80s, 85s are two strokes back in the day. So this is the two-stroke KD 80, and man, it is pretty cool for the age.
Love yours. No such thing. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing. No such thing. Heart beating fast, let a nigga know that he alive. Fake niggas mad, snakes in the grass, let a nigga know that he arrived. Don't be sleeping on your lover, cause it's beauty in the struggle, nigga. It's beauty in the struggle, nigga. Yeah. It's beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success.
So we just got back from Facebook Marketplace, and I'm just gonna call where we go when we get something. We just got back from Facebook Marketplace, because when I go somewhere and I pick something up, it's 99.9% going to be off Facebook Marketplace. That's where all the good deals are at, and you can't go wrong on there. But we picked this 1987 KD 80 for 150 bucks off Marketplace. Seller stated they had it for a little over 4 years. They used to rip it up and down their neighborhood, and the owner of the bike didn't turn the gas off and let it sit. And you know, with the old two strokes, if you let two strokes sit for any period of time, the oil and the gas just becomes real gunked up, and they don't like to sit. Two strokes don't like to sit for long periods of time. So you got to make sure to turn the fuel off if you're planning on leaving it, you know, over the winter or whatever the case may be, because you'll run into having to clean the carb and run into issues from there. But the seller stated it had spark. Everything on the bike was there. I looked over a little bit of the bike when I was there, but it was sitting a long time. I got a little bit of a bee sting right there. You can see it's kind of still swelled up. So the red wasp got me pretty good. So the time was kind of cut short on looking over the bike. Once we got it home and I wasn't in so much pain with my hand, I was able to look over everything, and as looking over it, I noticed none of the stuff was put back together, as in bolted down. So we got the seat there, and then the tank. So everything is off the bike. You know, it sounds like there's dirt or rust down in the tank. The seller did state that it did have spark, and already pulled the plug out off camera. And here's the kill switch to the bike. We got some frayed wires here. I wasn't able to find out where the wires ran to. We also got some frayed wires that comes off the coil here and runs to the spark plug. This wire runs down into the stator up underneath this cover here, but I cannot figure out where this wire ran to. I don't know if it ran along with this wire and went to the stator as well, but I'm going to pull this cover off and see if there's another wire that's supposed to go in behind there that's for the kill switch, because as of now we do not have any spark. We got nothing on the plug. It's an auto lock plug in the parts store. Looks fairly new. Don't even look like it's really ran at all on this plug. Usually you'd see a little bit of black, especially with the 2 strokes. You'd see a little bit of gray and, you know, it kind of burning there. So I don't think it's ran with this plug at all. It may look like it sparked a little bit. You can kind of see where it's burnt, but not much at all. So we're gonna try to trace this wire down and see if we can follow it, see where it goes. I see no other wire coming up out of this cover, so it might be frayed off somewhere up underneath there, and that screw looks like it's kind of stripped out. So hopefully these things ain't too tight. It looks like I have to take the shifter off. Hopefully it's been took off recently, and this, maybe I have to break out the vice grip on this thing. That one's loose. That one's already gone. So I just gotta take this. It's loose already too. Just about. Yeah, everything's loose on this thing. I hate when people say that they've never done anything to the bike. They have never tested anything. Seller also stated he hasn't cleaned the carb. Set was gunked up, so obviously he had to get in to the carb at one point. That off. We can get this one. Trying a few different things to try to get that screw that's stripped out and stuck there. I wasn't able to get it, so we'll have to ease it, use the easy out, and try to get it out that way. And also, after looking online at parts for this thing, they're almost non-existent. So even if I did tear into it, find out, you know, maybe the stator's bad, or, you know, the ignition coil, or maybe even it just needs, you know, to rewire all this stuff. So the breather boot itself, I believe it ran up from the center there and then over and connected here. It's missing. The petcock, it looks like it's a screw-on petcock. It's missing as well, and that sucks that the whole thing is missing, because with how big that is, you're not able just to, you know, squeeze a fuel line on it and call it a day. You're gonna have to actually find a nipple of some sort, threads on, and then has just like maybe a little air nipple on the other side, and you could literally just run the fuel line up and connect it that way. This is the carb, which is crazy. Normally carbs will run from like the air box into the side of the cylinder, but this old bike, this KD, I don't think I've ever seen a KD 80 before. It'll be the first time I've ever seen this bike. But underneath here is the tiny little bitty carburetor. Tell me that is not wild. The guy told me that the carburetor was gunked up, and honestly, looking in there, it doesn't look too bad in there. I mean, it looks like he may have sprayed that out inside there. The throttle is sticking a little bit, but the carburetor itself actually doesn't look too bad. I don't know how exactly it comes off here. I'm guessing that 8 mil back there, and then it should just pop off. That sucks. It happens a lot on these old bikes, especially when people don't use the right screwdrivers and stuff to take these screws out. They're pretty much all stripped out. That one looks like somebody turned it into a flathead. So that's what sucks. It's going to be a pain on trying to get all those out. So these older 2-strokes, they have oil pumps that pump the oil to the engine where you don't have to pre-mix it. It looks like, whew, the smell of that. That smells like some super old two-stroke oil. Hold your finger out. Huh? Hold your finger out. I'm gonna get the color of this oil. Oh yeah, that is not good. Oil should not, especially two-stroke oil. They only come in like a few different colors. Red, blue, maybe orange. I don't think I've ever seen orange two-stroke oil, but mainly red and blue. And you can tell that's probably mixed with water, and just, that don't look good. That don't look good at all. So all that has to come out of the engine and at least kind of flush all that out. Probably, if we do decide to get the bike running after looking at parts, we may just delete the oil pump, because that's what most people do, and just pre-mix the fuel. I was really looking forward to being able to get the bike, and dude promised me that everything was there. And like I said, that bee sting kind of got me off track. I was like, all right, man, yeah, I'll get it from you. Handed him the 150 bucks and loaded it up and took off, because I'm allergic to bees, especially the red wasp, so I didn't know my reaction at the time. And it got me pretty good on the hand. It's starting to go down now. But yep, I guess we're gonna get this thing back up on Facebook Marketplace. It was at least cool, you know, kind of messing with it, and looking at how the KD 80s was. If everything was there, I would definitely try to get this thing running and try to ride it around, put some new tires on it. The tank ain't really dented up, so we could just sand that down, repaint the tank, and make it look nice. But unfortunately, we got some missing parts, and with how rare the bike is, there's really no options for me out there. I'm gonna keep, but I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Really messing around. We really didn't get anything accomplished, did we, bud? No, not at all. Took it apart, looked at it, and put it back together and said she's going back on Marketplace. Cappuccino here. We done the timing belt, the water pump, the whole refresh kit on this bad girl, and she's going back up on cars and bids. I want to get a newer one. There's also some stuff that we'll talk about once she does sell off, but I want to get a 97 model. And as for this old girl, we actually got a customer coming to pick this thing up. He's driving from an hour and a half as we speak. So once this video is up, this bike will probably be out of the yard. As you guys know, the engine, I believe, is locked up. I tried to adjust the rear brake, and at first I thought the rear brake was locked up on it, causing it not to move. But after trying to shift it into gear and, you know, pulling in the clutch and all that, it does not budge at all. So I believe what happened to the seller 15 years ago when he last drove this bike is he blew the bottom end in this thing. And as for this old girl, skid plate's a little bit loose. That's all the projects for now. That's the cheapest Amazon dirt bike. This is the old Cappuccino girl. And here's the recent find on Marketplace. But I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure you share with your friends. Let's get the channel popping again, and make sure to subscribe if you ain't subscribed to the channel. Definitely more videos to come, more projects to come. We'll get this thing sold, make a few $100s off it, get this little Chinese dirt bike eventually sold on marketplace to somebody, and then find us something. I've been looking at maybe some YZ 85 projects, or another newer two-stroke project that we can tear down and completely rebuild. Not the engine, not the bottom and top end if we don't have to, but you know, pull out the engine, clean everything up, paint the frame, paint the wheels, paint the forks, paint whatever we need to make it look nice. New plastics, new graphics, and just make a rebuild series on the channel. Bring back the old days. If you guys think that sounds good, smash that like button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace, guys. Enjoy.